Hi everybody, today we're making steak tacos. Now I'm going to be taking some flank steak and we'll be barbecuing it on the barbecue, and we'll serve this up with our verde salsa sauce. I'll make some onions and bell peppers for a little bit of fajitas to add to it, and some avocado and any other condiments that you like to add to it as well. So I'm Rockin' Robin and I'm going to show you how to do it right after this. All right, so let's go over the ingredients. Here I have my flank steak. I got this at Trader Joe's, so we'll need that. I've got a little bit of butter, which we're going to be putting on a little bit later, some salt, pepper, garlic powder, olive oil, and some fresh thyme. Now that's just for our meat section. Now, to move on to the rest of our ingredients, we'll need a bell pepper. I've got an onion here. We're going to slice these up for our fajitas. I have just a little touch of some white wine for a little extra flavor. And for our condiments, I've got some cheese here. Now you can always, with a taco bar, you can put out any kind of cheese to satisfy everybody. So I've got some Monterey Jack, some tortilla, and here is my verde salsa sauce, which I've already made, obviously. And I have a video for you if you want to make that, and I'll leave a link right over here for you. And I like to freeze mine and then use it whenever I need it. And then I also have a little bit of sour cream and an avocado, which I'm just going to be cutting this up into chunks for a little bit of garnish. And for serving these up, we have some flour tortillas, I have corn tortillas, and to make it super healthy, I've got some butter leaf lettuce here. We're going to start off with marinating our meat just a little bit for about maybe 10 minutes or so. Okay, so I'm going to put some olive oil on here and we're going to rub that in. And then we're going to do a nice, let's flip it over. All right, then we're going to give it a nice amount of salt. We want to be generous here, so I'm going to really layer that on pretty good. And then we'll do some fresh pepper. And next I'm going to do some garlic powder. I don't think you really want to use fresh garlic here because it will burn. So the powder or granulated garlic would work well. And once you get that on there, go ahead and press it in a little bit. And then we want to do the other side as well. We'll add our salt again, pepper, garlic powder, and then we're going to kind of just press that into the meat so that it stays. And I'm going to take the thyme and I'm just going to sprinkle that on top. Okay, and we're going to let that set for like 10 minutes till we get ready to go. So now I'm going to go ahead and prepare our fajitas. So I've got my onion peeled and cut in half and just cut some slices. And the same thing with our bell pepper. And we'll cut that into slices. Then we'll head on over to the stove and cook those up. So we're going to start off by making our fajitas and have that ready to go before we cook our meat, unless you have a helper. Okay, so I've got my pan heating up and I'm going to place some of that olive oil in there. Toss in our onions and bell pepper. Add a little bit of salt. We want to char these up a little bit. We don't want them to get real soggy, so they have a little bit of a crunch. So the fajitas only need to cook for about 3-4 minutes. At the very end, you just want to toss in a little bit of wine for that finishing flavor. Now we're going to head out to the grill and grill up our meat. Before we put this on the grill, I just want to mention that you want to have your meat sitting out for at least an hour so that it's at room temperature. That way it'll cook a lot more even. And then I got my barbecue here on pretty much medium high to high, and I'm going to move off the thyme here on my dish. So we're going to go ahead and place this on our very hot grill. But before we do that, guys, we need to grease our grill. All right. So I'm going to take a little bit of coconut oil, place it on my clean rag, and just brush the grates a little bit. And that will hopefully keep our meat from sticking. So I'm gonna lay this on here. And this is only gonna take just a few minutes on each side, maybe 2 to 3 minutes. We wanna cook this meat to like a medium rare. We don't wanna overcook it or it's gonna be super tough. All right, so we're gonna flip this over. So I'm going to go ahead and touch this up with a little bit of butter. It's going to give it a nice little flavor. And it's going to caramelize, give you a nice little crust. And I'm going to flip it over and do the other side and go for another 2 or 3 minutes. And I'm going to take this off and let it rest for about 2 minutes. I'm going to chop up or cut my avocado into little cubes so that it can be added to our tacos very easily. And you can add a little bit of lime juice if you like to keep things from turning brown. And of course you could always make guacamole if you like that too. I have a video for that if you want to know how to do that, and I'll leave it right here on the screen for you so you can check that out. So now to heat up your tortillas, you can just put them right on the grill. It just takes a couple of minutes, or not even a couple minutes, just a few seconds to heat them up depending on how high you have your temperature. It's time to cut up our meat. It's been resting now for a few minutes. Now, one thing you want to make sure is, hopefully you can see here, but the way that the grain runs is like this, in this direction here. So you're going to want to cut it against the grain. So since I'm left-handed, I'm going to start at this end, and I'm going to be cutting it like this. Okay, so I'm going to cut it on the diagonal, and you can see that this is nicely done. I think it is anyway. And you got a nice tender piece of meat when you cut it like this. All right, so now I can put together a taco for you. So I'm going to place a couple pieces of this nice juicy steak right in the middle there. Place my little bit of tomatillo sauce in there, right over the top. Let's add a little bit of our fajitas. These onions look fabulous. They smell amazing. Look at that, guys. Delicious. All right. We got our cheese over here. I think cameraman likes Monterey Jack. We've got the Catillo if you like it, and of course, I know he loves his avocado. There's our steak tacos, guys. All right, so we'll just make another one here, because one's never enough. There we have it, guys. Wonderful tacos, and like I said here, I've got my lettuce leaves. So I'm going to make myself a little taco here with the lettuce leaf so you can see that. And that's how I roll right there. All right, guys, I'm going to give this a little try. That's good. Guys, that is delicious. That steak is very, very tender. I hope you guys will try this. It is delicious. So if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and click that button and subscribe. You'll be notified of new videos as they come out. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.